Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Peggy from the Pearl Forest. At least it's afternoon here. I'm not sure what it is where you are when you will be watching. This is day 11 of our hashtag Play Your Hand journal card videos. And it's also origami with playing cards. So I cut out the little origami bird from the origami package. And this says, ever wonder why? And an 11. Okay, I have some origami paper. I have some playing cards we're going to use. On the back of the playing cards, I have glued on some lined paper with a little bit of a pattern. I don't know if you can see it or not, and some light blue lines. You can also see the card part through it, but we're going to work with the origami on this side. I was looking back through my projects that I've made so far for this challenge, and it's exciting to see how many things are developing and being made. So I have this origami paper, which I think is oversized from standard origami. It's 8-inch squares, which I don't think we're going to need because the cards, we're going to cover these with the origami paper and then add other things. This is your standard, I believe, 6-inch origami paper. It's actually just a hair under 6, like an 1/8 of an inch smaller. And then this is some smaller origami paper, and it is 4.5. I'm not sure if we're using those or not. And then I have these little tiny ones that are 2 inches, which we are definitely using some of those. But I think the standard size we might use the most of, because these that I have are just a couple, 3 different solid colors, and this one I have some solid colors, including a shiny gold one. But we might bring those in. And these are all we've looked at before. This box of ones to make paper crane folding called Floral Harmony, and they're in various colors. And we will be using some of those. So let's look at these. And first of all, I'm just going to cover completely in one of these colors a card. We could make, let's see, this is more than one color here. We could make a light pink one. This is a pretty color. We could make one of those. And then maybe set the solid aside and do a pattern. These all have little clovers. What else do we have? We have a blue gingham. We have this argyle. We have orange. We have this polka dot. We could try one of the polka dot, and then we could do one with the brick and some other solid colors and a big polka dot. So let's start with that and just cover our cards with the origami paper and then see what else we can do with it. If I was better at origami, I would probably have some more folds that I know about. Oh, this is different on the other side. Kind of a pale yellow, also clover design. let's go with this busier pattern for right now. We can put some of the other to use perhaps on the back. So we'll press this down good, and sometimes it helps to press it down on the other side as well. And we'll set that aside to dry and glue another one. So this is kind of a simple project. Depends on how elaborate your origami project will be. Now I can't instruct you in the origami because some of these I've found in my stuff already made, and well, the pattern's going to show through there, but that's kind of interesting. And some of them I figured out how to do it, but I don't know well enough. So you can do as I did and search for a YouTube that will show you how to do an origami design. I have a fish one that I did, and I have the instructions that came with the origami, so we can look at that one. First of all, we'll just cover these. I think this brick one could be really interesting as a background. And remember, these cards can go this direction as well, so why don't we try that on this brick one. Maybe we could, well, the solid ones I guess we could turn any way we wanted. This is the only really directional print. Maybe the clovers are. Oh, this is a textured sort of paper, not textured, but it's not smooth. It's got some grain to it anyway. I like to go to Daiso, which is a Japanese sort of dollar store. I think they're $1.75 or more. And I like to buy the origami paper there. I can get a variety of different kinds. My favorite is a translucent one with polka dots. I don't have one handy to show you, but sometime we'll use some of that and I can show you why it's nice. It's very nice in collages overlapping with other things. I have not found it there lately though. Okay, that does have the pin on. So let's cut these out. Here we have our lined paper on the back, or it could be something solid. It could even be this, which is light enough to write on. Some surface on your journal card that is usable for writing is what you want to have. Whether it's solid or has lines, coffee dyed, not coffee dyed, that's up to you. Now these lines are going to be going the opposite direction of the bricks, but that's okay because when you turn it over, you can rotate the card. But you could plan ahead and put lines on that are going horizontal so that when you flip it over, the lines are going the same way on the back of the card as they are in the front, which I think would be ideal, but still doable. So if you pull this out of a pocket and turn it over, you would have to rotate it 90 degrees to write on it. Unless you wanted to ignore the lines and just write in the other direction, like across this way. It's up to you. Some people would have a very hard time doing that, and then other people would have no problem at all. Sometimes it's fun to write differently, like in a circle or in a curve, in arc, or up and down, or wiggly, or the opposite direction that the lines go. It's fun to do something a little different. It's kind of a little surprise you find when you find the writing. Love to hear what you do with your journals and how you write in them. I use mine a lot for study, so I can sort out my topic and make journal cards with information and sort them around and put them together in a way that I want to organize it. And they can be in pockets and tucks, and get a collection of things for a page. Maybe they tip out, or a paper clip on, or a variety of different things that you could do. This is not stuck very well here. Turning up the corner. Let's do the pink one that direction. We'll do them like this. Okay, so let's look at what we have to do for the origami. I found these two in my stuff, folded out of origami paper. We could take one apart and see how to make it. They're little two-sided envelopes. So if you glued it down like this to the page, you could tuck here and you could tuck in the back, or you could put it in a pocket. So there's a green one and this purple one. We could take the purple one apart and see how it's made. I also have this one, which I thought we could put something on here that would hold all the flaps down, but then you can open them up and you have a journal space. That wouldn't look bad on there. And then these I thought would be good in a pocket. I made this fish and this dog. I watched a video for the dog, and I'm sorry I didn't write it down. The fish is in here in this book, so we could look at it. These might go in a pocket. They could even go, the dog could go in the little envelope for a pocket. The other thing is these squares, I just folded them in half like a triangle. And I just thought of something that might work. So I thought, let's see, we could put them like this, which might be all we do because we don't have as much space. But if you glue them down next to each other, then you can open this up to write and open this up to write. But I'm wondering if you glue them down where this overlaps, I think we might want a bigger journal card. Maybe this one would be better here. Oops. It goes on top of that. You could start by gluing down one corner. It's a little tricky, but see how I'm going over and under like you do closing a box lid when you take the 4 flaps and you go over, under, and then it closes itself up. So you could make a fun 4-part thing, but if you just glue the 1/4 down, then you should be able to open all of these. But I think that might just be a little more complicated for this small space. So let's just go with these 2 on here. And we could do this like water. Maybe turn this one as well and put it this way and make it to be able to open it and write, but also make it so that the back is a pocket that the fish could be in. And it could be coming out behind the pocket as well as having the space to write. That would be fun. We also can take these and use them for decoration. This white part here might be fun to cover up. Maybe like this. So it's not just white. That's kind of fun to tuck that in. Fold it around. This side goes, a little further. And if we're gluing it down, we don't have to wrap all the way around. So what if we just did the front plus enough to wrap around? So we'll just do half, do a triangle. Because if we glue it down on the card, the pocket, we won't see the other side. And you could do a lot more of a contrast if you wanted on this. Okay, fold this flap in. And then fold this over. We'll have to trim back a little bit at an angle. You can see it from this side. I needed to trim more, but I couldn't see it. So we covered that up a little bit more. We could glue these down. I think I would put glue on one, put them in the center. It looks like it's the center. Going straight as you can. They're going to go, the points are going to go off a little bit. I think going straight is more important than being exactly in line this way. If you have a side like this that shows a little of the white and this side doesn't, you can flip it over so the more complete side shows on the top. Okay, so we put those on, and I think kind of want to leave them sticking out, but they might just run into things in the pocket. I guess you could always snip it off later. But then this is a journal space, and this is a journal space. And we can add a few more things to that. So this is a double pocket, or triple depending on how you put it on. But I think to make it really solid, I'm going to just put it on as a double. So I'm going to completely glue this side, but not here, because that's going to be where we have our pocket. If we had glued all the pieces together in the origami, it would be sturdier to hold together. So I've glued not here, but all along this part on the back of this. And then I'm going to put it on the front of this journal card. Now this does stick out because this works as a score tool or pressing thing if you don't have another one handy. It does stick out, so it may run into your pocket. And I suppose you could just use this as a pocket, even though we have lined stuff on here. This could be a pocket that either is here or here, and then you have this little pocket, and then you have the pocket behind. And that might be better than trying to stick it into a pocket, because you'll be running into this. We'll see what we could make to go in here. We have this little piece. We could check out our other origami papers too. This one looks nice with the background. Don't know that I folded this really well though, but that can go back here as in a pocket, or it could go in the front, and it's a folded piece that's blank on the back, so you could put stuff on it. We'll do a little bit more. We have this one, and we need something to hold it down. Oh, I have this one also that maybe I'll use with that. To hold it down, let's see. We could punch out a circle. I kind of like this lollipop, but instead of having the stick, let's cut that off. And we only want it to go on 1/4 of it. So I think we want to make it not sticky. Maybe we could use this paper. So it has a little bit sturdiness, and it doesn't have any sticker left to its sticker. Sticking ability. Let's see. Cut around this. Make ourselves a little swirly button. And now we just want it on one piece. Maybe we'll glue this down first. Put it on straight. That might be better for gluing it on the 1/4. But for writing, well, let's do this. We'll just stick it here in the middle. We'll just be daring and reckless and try this. So we'll put glue just a dot on this corner, and then we'll put the circle down. Let it dry for a little bit. So then this can come up, and this, if we're not glued, can come up, and this one, get in the glue, there we go, can come up. And then you have this writing surface, got a little glue on it. So we'll let that dry just a little bit. Okay, so this was going to be the goldfish coming out. I also folded up a small one and I made a snowflake out of it. Which is kind of cool with this pattern. That's going to eat my glue stick, so I'm going to try to do it with this. You just have to go around to a lot of places to get in all of this. And you know, a snowflake, you just fold it in half with the diagonal, so you have a triangle. And then you fold that triangle in half, and you just keep track of where your corner is. Unfold if necessary to find it again. I could show you if you want. And when you get it down small enough, then you can start trimming it. So let's see if we put this like this. We were going to have the goldfish come out, so maybe we put a dot here, and then we go, I hope you can see me, we go along the bottom with a dot here, then the fish can come in there. So we put this back on. Oops. Dot our extra glue, and this is our writing thing, so we want that to come open. We want that to stay closed. Maybe this little snow cone here would be fun. Put it on here, cut off the straw, cut out the cone and the ball of snow cone ice. So I glued it on this scrap of paper so that we now have paper on the back, and we want this to hold it down but open. So I think we just want to put glue where the blue snow ice is, blue ice. So, oops, don't drop it. So we'll put it above this point. Kind of have it pointing down there, like that. Make sure we don't glue this down. Okay, so then we'll let it dry just a little bit, and then we'll tuck it in. Okay, I just have the dog, but he might be fun just to glue on by himself, walking along. Let's see. So we'll just glue him closed, glue the whole back of him. If it's not enough, we'll reach under and tuck him down. He can be walking past this brick wall. And we'll put some words or something up there. Maybe we'll glue him a little bit. Not tight, but so he's down a little bit. So he's walking along the wall. We have this one. We have this one that could use another ticket or something. Let's see, we have this cardstock in the right pocket. Doesn't really want to go in. If I've glued something, there, that goes now. Okay, so if we go up about here and give it some points, a little straighter on this end. We'll figure out something to put on there to decorate it. So we have a tag there. We could do another once we have this tag here, so we could go with that. We have some lavender. Kind of goes a little bit with the clover. What if we just there's more writing room on this side, but now I've glued it. It's kind of torn. Let's go up here. Kind of put this near the bottom. Okay. There's still some writing room on the back. We can cover up the words more if we'd like to. So this is a napkin that I've just glued on this scrap to make a card for our origami playing card. Okay. So there we go. If we wanted to make it match a little bit, we could take this out. Which opens up probably normally we would be on this side, so some lavender on there to kind of go, and that needs to dry, definitely. This one is probably dry, so we just fold in our, oops, don't stick to the card. We have all this journaling space, and we fold these in, and we fold this down, and that theoretically keeps them there. Maybe give them just a little bit more of a crease. So we have that one. Give this a little more crease. It stays down. We have our dog. And then we have this one that has the snowflake. And then this tucks under the snow cone. And we have our fish that I guess is okay being in the snowy water, and it's peeking out like that. So if you want to see how to fold a fish, you could look at this. These are not my directions. They came with the paper. You could also look for this brand of origami paper, which is from Daiso. 140 sheets, 24 colors, including gold and silver. It says inside how to make a pepper chain of children holding hands and fold a bird, fish, and helmet. This would be a paper chain. So here's the people, a helmet, and a bird. But if you go to Daiso, you can get this set and it'll have your directions and you can fold them. That's how I did the fish. The dog, I found a video online, and the other ones I just experimented with myself. So let's see if we want to put anything additional. This would be fun if it had like a graffiti poster on there, like from going down the street. I don't know if I have one. We have like that. Not really graffiti, but it says, "The Lord is my strength and my song. This is be still and know that I am God." Those are possibilities to put on something like that. These kind of things can be hidden in your pockets as well. Some of these things I've just cut out of magazines, like grow some of these underappreciated veggies in the 42. You could write underappreciated, grow some of these. Those are things you could cut apart to use. These are some little words that I made to go on rocks. They were actually jokes, so by themselves they might not mean a lot. But this one says, "Choose to do your best and be good with that." So I think that might be something good to go on there with man's best friend. Maybe on the other one that opens, where are you going next? And we might cut it apart so that it's partly on each side. So I cut the words a little bit to spread them out. We can put those on there. This is probably dry. We can stick that in there. This one, do we want something on that one? And do we want something on the fish? Let's see, what do we have? We have, why did the chicken cross the playground to get to the other slide? Donate some part of you or yours. Be kind, that's good. That might be nice on here. That's a good one for a cat, which we aren't having. Look what followed me home. That could have been there. Gleam. Here's looking at you. That might be cute on that one. Let's just do that one. I think this one I might just leave without a word and just let it be like that. Perhaps I'll just stress this a little. For that one, this one might be good too. Put this one on. We could cut all the words apart and it would look a little more like graffiti probably. But I think I'll leave it. Cut off a little bit extra after the period. There's that one. I think I'll leave that one not distressed. And here's Be Kind. Okay, and if you want to fold this envelope, I'm sure you could look online for it, but it looks like it just has these parts tucked in like that. So if we're unfolding, you're down like this. So this has a lot more folds than you might think. So you fold it in half, then you fold these to meet in the middle, and these to meet in the middle. Then this down there and this down there. This goes in like that. May not be in that order people do things, but not as good at this. It's this kind of fold it in there. Fold this down. End up with these points. Fold this in, maybe. I should have deconstructed it earlier myself. Yeah, I don't have it exactly, so I'm sorry, you'll have to look that one up as well. But if you have a Daiso, I don't know if you can get it online. You could find that paper pack from them and their instruction. It's really nice paper that they have. So there's this one. And we'll just do the small corner, which is what the playing cards actually have. So that tidies up the paper that's on the edge. Put this one on. Come on, turn over. Choose to do your best and be good with that. Because if you think about it logically, if it is your best, how much more can you do? So if we all just do our best, things will be pretty good. And if your best keeps improving, whoops, then we'll get better and better. Where are you going next? So, okay. I'm gonna leave this one white because there's so much white showing on there. And I'm not gonna round the corners either. Oops, too much on this. Because of the angles, I think it looks nicer without doing it. I'm going to tuck this right into the center line. Oops. Come on, little guy. But I'll give this a little space, like a word space. There. And this one, I don't know, this one's going to be a little longer. So maybe I'll put it over a word space off the line. Come on, go straight. And then this one, I think I'll just take a little bit off behind the question mark. Although it would be nicer if I did that straight. When you put in journal cards, and you're doing a journal, or you have a journal that has journal cards, do you feel like they influence what you write? Like perhaps would you decide to write on this card, either in here or here, something about where you are going next or where you've been? Maybe I'll just take ever so much of a straight nibble off the corner to kind of get where the card is. And not be quite so sharp. There we go. And this one, I'm not adding the words, but we'll round its corners back to the curve of the cards. And then this one, we have Be Kind, which is always something nice to do. And I read somewhere that you always have a choice to be kind. To be kind or not be kind. It's a choice. I'm not going to be able to get in there to do that, so I'm just going to nip these a little this way. And since the tag is angled, I think I'll just, I was thinking of rounding them also, like the other ones, but I think I'll just nip them straight. So here we go, our day 11. Day 11, hashtag play your hand, journal cards. Sorry about that, a very dirty thumb. With our origami. We have this one with a tag in an envelope pocket and another little paper that folds out for more journaling space. Whoops, come on. We're sticking a little bit. So we have this journaling space, and you really have there too, and maybe even on the back. And we have journaling space on here, plus the journaling on the back. So we have that one. We have this one with a little spiral in the center, and this one opens up for journaling space, plus the back. And those just go down like that. We have this one that has a saying on the front. Oops. Plus it opens for journaling space there, and journaling space here, and journaling on the back. And I'm going to try to leave the points sticking out, but if they don't hold up that way, then I might snip them, although I like the shape that way. Here's our little fun brick wall with some graffiti and our little origami dog and this brick origami paper. I know that one's from Daiso. And then here's a journal card on the back here. It's got a origami snowflake, an origami fish, and a pocket with a journaling spot and a spot. There's actually a pocket back here as well. So the fish could even go back there, but I kind of like him with his little fins sticking out. So we have that one as well. Hope you had a good time today. This is day 11, hashtag play your hand, and this is Peggy with From the Pearl Forest. And that was our origami day. Thank you.